You're taking a live look around town this Wednesday afternoon. Now it's very cold, very icy, very snowy because temperatures have not climbed above freezing for a while, and we're going to struggle to hit the freezing point today. Some of us may not even get into the 30s because not only do we not have a lot of sun to help warm things up, but also we've got another weather maker on the way that will add to the snow that you see behind me, which really it's clearing up out there on the roads, of course. People have had plenty of time to take care of those roads, right? But, of course, you can see how gloomy it is behind all of the skyline. The Cincinnati sign's looking good. They're doing some testing out there as well. But we're going to be talking a lot about what to expect with tomorrow morning's snow, but we also have some more snow on the way for Friday and several other opportunities here in your 7-day forecast. So there are plenty of chances for snow, and it all starts tomorrow. It's a first alert weather day in the morning, technically, because this will affect the morning commute for some. Not everyone's going to see it, but if you're north of 275, you could see a nice little dusting, maybe half of an inch of snow. I don't think anyone's going to get more than an inch. Again, we'll preface all of this by saying I'm not seeing any snow in that 10-day forecast that is going to be as significant as what we saw on Tuesday, which some of us climbed near 6 inches of snow. I'm not seeing anywhere close to that for tomorrow, Friday, and into the 10-day. So just wanted to give that little disclaimer, but we have got more snow on our radar for Friday. This is going to be south of 275. So notice the wording here. North of 275 Thursday morning, south of 275 Friday, in 275, because you're kind of on the outskirts of both of those chances, maybe some light snow both mornings, but it won't amount to a whole lot at all. And then this weekend, it's going to be a little drier, but it's barely warmer. We're talking the middle 30s. I'm forecasting a high of 37 on Saturday, and we see more snow on Sunday, and the pulls temperatures down even further. So very active, very cold, unsettled. And again, the weekend is only a teeny bit warmer than what we're sitting at right now, which here in Cincinnati, the Newport cam is quite gloomy. What you can't see is how cold it is. It does look really cold though, 24 degrees in Cincinnati, and you add in just a little bit of a breeze there. It is extra cold at times. Wind chills or the feels like temps are in the teens right now, and we do have some reduced visibility in spots, so keep that in mind too. But temperatures around the board, no one's in the 30s quite yet. Remember, we're going to struggle to hit 30 degrees in many communities today. And yeah, honestly, the snow has a lot to do with this, especially down here at the surface. Snow is ice, and ice is cold, right? We do have more cold weather on the way. It's going to take another round of snow to get there, maybe two. But look what's up north and west. Bismarck at 4, Thunder Bay, that's at 8 degrees. Those aren't wind chills. Those are temperatures right now. And that cold air is going to be dipping down into the Great Lakes, and we'll feel it, not to that degree, but we'll feel much colder air coming on in for early Friday, and it'll stick around just a little bit as well. Heading out the door today, we'll struggle to get into the 30s, but some of us may hit 32. That's our forecast high. We're going to see some peaks of sun throughout the day, but it won't really help us out too much. Thankfully, radar is nice and quiet here locally, so you don't have to worry about the snow for today or the ride home. But remember, we're still clearing out some of the snow out there on the roads, considering yesterday's action. So you may very well run into some slick spots just with all that happening. But the next chance of snow, it's not too far away. Reminder that this will affect some commutes tomorrow morning, and this is going to be just ahead of a cold front that is just now getting close to Chicago. And so with this, it's going to kick up the wind gusts, it's going to bring up the snow chances, but behind it, it's going to be much colder. So I'd say the most widespread long-term impact from what you see right there is actually going to be the cold temperatures to follow. So we'll unpack that here in just a second. But tomorrow morning, north of 275, keep the chance for some flurries in mind. We're saying anywhere around that half-inch mark is possible, but again, it's really the timing. That is why it's a first alert weather day, because it affects the morning commute. We all know how the commute is affected by snow, of course. In the afternoon, it stays nice and cold, a high of 32 once again for your Thursday. It'll also be a little bit breezy, so I expect the wind chills tomorrow to be a little bit more cold, especially in the evening. So keep this in mind if you are heading out to the Festival of Lights over the next few days. Even today, it is very cold. It feels even colder with the wind chill. So being outside for a long period of time, even just a little bit, gloves, hat, scarves, all going to be necessary, but especially if you're outside for long periods of time. Just be mindful, Thursday, Friday, both days have a chance for snow. I'd say if you're heading out to the Festival of Lights, I would just watch out for what's left over, because both Thursday and Friday you could see a chance for snow in the morning, but the afternoon and the evening look a little better. Still cold though, keep that in mind. And if you thought those temperatures were cold, here's the estimated wind chill for each respective time that you see here. So notice Thursday evening, we're already seeing wind chills getting close to the single digits. It's Friday morning that's going to be especially cold. So some of us may be driving into work with some snow, but also single digit wind chills rather. And then Friday evening into Saturday, wind chills return back to the 20s, and then we start to lift a little warmer into the weekend, but again, it's only a bit warmer. It's really not it's not gonna feel too much better. Maybe it will, but it's still significantly below normal compared to where we should be for December 3rd. Now, the chance of snow moving through the next few days, as far as confidence goes in this forecast, I mean, Thursday and Friday, it's not a slam dunk either day, and it's only really sandwiched towards the first half of the day. But Thursday, a 60% chance that you'll get some light snow. Friday, a 30% chance that you'll get snow, but it will be heavier for those south and east of 275. We'll show you those snowfall totals here in just a second. And then our next chance isn't going to arrive until late Sunday evening into Monday of next week, which that's going to be one to watch in regards to the effect it could have on your commute. So I know there's a lot to unpack here, a very not boring forecast. We're very busy here, but hey, we like it. So today, don't really have to worry about the snow all too much, but look as it approaches overnight into Thursday. And then it's going to be weakening as it approaches the area, and plus we're getting the very tail end of this system, which means snowfall amounts here locally are already going to be pretty light, but then the time frame is also pretty short. So we're saying anywhere from about 4 to 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and then things will start to improve should crews be out there treating the roads. Again, this is mainly for those in 275 and north. Thursday afternoon and evening, colder. Friday, notice the snow's coming from the south this time. So this could be a wetter snow, just with more moisture coming in from the south, but this is also going to affect the commute for some in the tri-state, but this time is going to be for those south of 275. And what I'm seeing here, it's going to be a bit heavier than Thursday morning. Something to keep in mind. If you're traveling down towards Lexington, especially for work, so you'll keep this in mind for Friday, maybe have some plans in place. But then by default, the afternoon looks better. Saturday morning, it's going to be cold, but at least it's going to be dry. The clouds stick around throughout the afternoon. Maybe some peaks of sun right around when it sets Saturday, but it's still cold. At least we're not seeing the snow. And then Sunday, kind of similar to Saturday, in which it's a tiny bit warmer, temperatures in the middle 30s. The only difference is that we do have a chance for some snow late Saturday evening into early Monday. This model's picking it up on Monday morning during that commute. So keep that in mind for next week. Right now, like I mentioned at the top of the live stream, it's not looking like it's going to be a crazy system, nothing quite like we saw yesterday, but the timing is everything. All it takes is a little bit of snow to really slow things down and make things pretty dicey. So watch out for Monday of next week. And then another system we're watching late Wednesday into Thursday, in which we're going to watch the transition for rain showers into snow showers, which that is difficult. I mean, a forecast like this, especially since it's 7 days out, is more than likely to change, but it's already pretty sensitive to start with, because all it takes is a couple degrees difference to see rain versus snow. And if we see rain into snow, it's going to be really hard to pre-treat the roads, because the rain will wash all that pre-treatment away. So we're going to watch this forecast particularly close, just because it might be a little bit more difficult for crews to treat the road. But I want to give you guys that first alert that you might also have difficulty pre-treating things for Thursday morning of next week. But of course, that's a week away. We're more than likely going to see some changes with that, and we'll provide those changes right here at Fox 19. No other questions coming on in right now at 12:10. Let's keep on rolling, talk about these snowfall totals, which again, not going to amount to a whole lot, especially for Thursday. Look, not everyone's going to see it in the first place, but those of us that do, it's pretty minor, about half of an inch, maybe some locally higher spots, but that's going to be far north and east up 71, I'd say Wilmington. You guys could see the higher end of the spectrum being an inch, but again, most of us half of an inch. And then Friday morning, notice those south of 275 could see an inch, maybe two. Can't rule that out for those near Maysville, Robertson County, even southeastern Adams County as well. It's a pretty drastic dividing line between 2 inches and half of an inch. So that's a forecast we'll be keeping an eye on for the Friday morning commute. But other than that, the widespread concern moving into this 10-day forecast, I'd say, is just the cold. So what the snow that you see on the ground right now is really going to struggle to melt, and that's because we really don't see consistent warm afternoons to melt the snow. I mean, 37, that's enough to melt snow, but it's not going to be very quick. And then we go right back to 32 by Monday with more snow on the way. So it's gonna be snowy, it's gonna be active, it's gonna be cold, and that all is like this positive feedback loop of it's gonna snow more, so therefore it gets colder, which means we can collect more snow on the ground. See, it kind of all affects one another. And stepping into next week, there's that system for Wednesday and Thursday, a chance for some rain to wintry mix to snow, and that forecast would of course mean a very slick commute, so something to watch there. And you thought that was cold. Look at these low temperatures. I need to adjust this graphic because the range I have set to it is actually not low enough to show the difference between 16 and 20 degrees, but you guys get the point. It's really cold for some of these mornings, especially Friday morning. 16 degrees, that is well over 10 degrees below normal. You factor in just a tiny bit of a breeze, wind chills Friday morning in the single digits, and there's really not much relief. Those low temperatures, even through early next week, are going to be quite cold, and therefore the wind chills even colder. So here's your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow morning, a first alert weather day. We're going to watch out for Friday morning as well. That may need to become a first alert weather day, depending on the data. For the snow, it's also going to be widespread cold that day. Keep in mind. And then Saturday, Sunday, it's only slightly warmer. I mean, 33 to 37, you'll probably notice a difference in the air, but it won't be big. And then early next week, watching out for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Friday. We got snow in the forecast for Friday too. I mean, it's busy. And we encourage you guys to download that Fox 19 First Alert Weather app so that you have all the information you need to know as we head into the rest of your week and the rest of your December. Okay, JD's tuning in. How are you doing today? What's the weather tomorrow morning? And what is the weather in Canton tomorrow morning? I'm doing well, JD. Thanks for asking. The weather tomorrow morning is going to be cold with a little bit of snow north of 275. And for Canton, they will see more snow up that direction and it'll be a little colder. Thank you for tuning in. No other questions. So let's talk a little bit more about the holidays because we are getting very close. Hanukkah starts in 11 days. We also have the start of winter. I mean, winter's already here really in terms of the weather, but 18 days till the astronomical start of winter. And then Christmas, it's 22 days away at this point, which means New Year's is less than 30 days away. 2026 is less than 30 days away. That's kind of crazy to think about. And for the next, I'd say the first half of December, we're looking below average with these temperatures, below normal temperatures. That's what you're looking at here. And for most of the northeastern United States and the Midwest Great Lakes. And then taking a look here as far as precip goes, so rain, snow, yada yada, it's looking near normal. But as the green gets closer, we could be leaning slightly above normal for our northern counties. And that's to no surprise, really, especially as soon as we get northwesterly winds, we could very well just see some light snow showers at any point in time in our northern communities. And that's because of lake effect off of Lake Michigan. It can actually make it all the way down here to Cincinnati. Dana's tuning in. What about Peebles, Ohio tomorrow? It's a good question. So Peebles, you guys are kind of along 270, like you're just a little bit north of 275, so maybe seeing just a little bit of light snow, but you guys aren't going to be seeing anything too significant. I mean, most of the heaviest snow is far north of the tri-state in general, but you might see just a little dusting, and that's it for Peebles and much of Adams County and Brown County for that matter too. Thanks for tuning in, Dana, and thank you all for tuning in this Wednesday afternoon. It's 12:15. We're going to go ahead and sign off of here. We'll have the latest information and forecast for you guys about the snow chances and how cold it gets coming up later today on Fox 19 at 3. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.